Hello, and this is going to be my last tutorial tonight, and I kind of want to make this tutorial a little bit funner. We're going to be using, having a little bit more user input. The fact that you know that'll be our next tutorial. We'll do an averaging program. So remember this new class. We'll make a new class just to practice. Name it average, and then we will do public static void int get average. Okay, and we'll have int, and remember ellipsis. We're not going to know how many numbers are going to put in, so it'll be random. So we'll just do I, and we can do int total and int size equals I dot length equals 0, and we will just do return total. And until then, what we'll do is we'll have a for loop, and what this for loop will do is, okay, remember this, int x equals 0, x does not equal size x plus plus, and then what you would do is you would do total plus plus equals ix, right? And you do total, or no, do int average equals total divided by size. Remember, you take how many numbers you have and you divide by how many numbers, you add them all up, and you take them, divide by how many numbers you have, and then that's your average, and then we'll return average. Nothing too complex. This is just going to be practice for now. So you know what we'll do, we'll start out pretty simple, just make sure it works. So we'll do int average equals average dot get average, and then we'll do 2 4. The average is going to be 3, so system.out.println average, it's going to be 3. Okay, we add something more. Well, let's do the math ourselves. That's 2 plus 4 plus 6. Well, that's going to be 12. What's that divided by 3? That's going to be 4. Are we correct? We are correct. Let's add an even bigger number. 6, 2, 6, 3, 5, whatever. It's going to average all that for us. 4. And if you wanted to, I guess you could have fun with that. I'm not going to do that because I have a wife. I'm not going to worry myself. So we created a simple averaging program. Nothing too complex. It's pretty good. And then what you can do with that averaging program, let's say you wanted to find out your grade. So you have test grades. You have an 85, you had a 83 or whatever, and then okay, so what's your average? You have an 82. Well, you know what, we can make a program next time, maybe, I don't know. Never mind, I just ignore what I was going to say. So you have an 82, right? Let's say you wanted to figure out, okay, well, what do I have to do to get an 85 in the end of the class, or overall test grades? So what I can try doing is, this is mostly experimental, try 95. Okay, well, that was kind of random. I did not mean for that to work. So if you wanted an 85 on the test, you have to get a 85 test average. You have to have 95 on your next test. If you do 94, well, you don't, oh, you kind of do. 93. Okay, actually I'm about to teach you something right now. We're going to set this to something called a float. And we're going to also set this to a float. What is a float going to do? It is going to allow us to have decimals. See, 85. You have 94. And that's not working entirely well. I'm wondering what's going on. What if I done 91? That should not. Okay, that's a little weird. Here, let me just see what is total. We'll just see. Okay, so we have 343 divided by 4. I know that is not 85. I am a little confused. Let's just set this to float, and we'll set this to float 2. I don't know. Normally that doesn't. There we go. For some reason that fixed it. So, you can see that. No, float. Okay, whatever. So you can see, okay, that's giving us a little bit better approximation. If you were to do 93, okay, you still pass. Or if you've done 92 on the test, you pass. So you have to get a 92 or above on your next test to end with an 85. And you could see the highest test average you can have at the end of the year is 87. You could do other things like that. You can expand your averaging program. Have fun with that. Experiment. You know, whatever. See you later.